Welcome to The Explainer. Look, let's just dive right into this because today we're exploring a rapidly growing, slightly mysterious, and frankly, mind-blowing technology that is fundamentally changing how our devices interact with us. We're talking about emotion AI. We're looking at a world where machines are literally learning to read your feelings. And by the end of this explainer, you're going to understand exactly how this works, where it's being used, and the massive ethical questions it brings up. So what if your phone knew you were stressed before you even typed a single word? Just imagine your morning routine for a second. You wake up, unlock your phone, and before you've sent a single text or opened a single email, your phone already knows you're stressed out. In response, it just automatically switches your morning playlist to something a bit more calming. It might even go ahead and reschedule your 9 a.m. meeting because it noticed you didn't sleep well and, subtly suggests you might want to talk to someone. I know, it sounds exactly like a sci-fi movie, right? But it's not. This is emotion AI, and it's already being deployed in millions of devices globally.
Now, for decades, the missing puzzle piece in computing has been emotional intelligence. Past AI and computers, they've been incredible at understanding what we say, but they've been absolutely terrible at understanding how we feel when we say it. Think about typing "I'm fine" into one of those old customer service chatbots. It cheerfully tries to sell you another product, completely missing the fact that you are actually furious. But future AI, which, by the way, is arriving right now, bridges that gap. It actually understands how we feel.
And hey, if you're wondering if this is just some passing tech fad, take a look at the global emotion AI market value. It's showing absolutely explosive financial growth. In 2025, the market was worth a respectable $9 billion. By 2026, it jumps to $13 billion. But look at that projection for 2035, over $300 billion. That's not just steady growth, guys. That is a massive, unstoppable explosion. This is happening, and it's backed by billions of dollars in serious investment.
All right, moving into section 1, multimodal analysis. This is how machines actually read your feelings.
To wrap your head around how machines actually pull this off, think about how you operate as a human. When you're trying to figure out if your friend is upset, you don't just look at one single thing, right? You're simultaneously looking at their face, listening to the tone of their voice, and paying attention to the exact words they're using. Your brain just combines all those signals instantly. Well, emotion AI essentially mimics that exact human capability. The first layer of this for AI is facial expression analysis. The AI maps 43 tiny facial muscles. It's hunting for these fleeting micro-expressions that last less than half a second. So yeah, before you even realize you're showing annoyance at your boss's bad joke, the AI has already mapped that muscle tension and categorized it.
Then we have the second layer, voice tone analysis. Now this is completely separate from the actual words you're saying. Instead, the AI listens to how you speak. It measures your pitch, your speaking speed, your volume, and, incredibly, the tension in your vocal cords. Because stress naturally makes your vocal cords tighten up, the AI can detect that really subtle change. So even if the words you're saying are perfectly calm and collected, your vocal cords might be totally betraying your underlying stress. And believe me, the AI catches it.
And the third layer is text sentiment analysis. The AI reads your words, but it's reading between the lines. Saying, "This is absolutely wonderful" with an exclamation mark is a completely different vibe from saying, "This is absolutely wonderful" with a flat period. Modern AI can differentiate genuine enthusiasm from sarcastic punctuation. And here's the kicker. The major breakthrough expected in 2026 is that all three of these layers, face, voice, and text, will work perfectly together all at the same time. This is going to allow the AI to detect highly complex mixed emotions, like, being super frustrated but desperately trying to hide it.
Let's move to Section 2, Emotion AI in Action. Where exactly is this technology today? So this tech isn't just sitting in some research lab waiting for the future. It is out there right now across massive everyday industries. Customer service call centers are using it. Mental health apps are using it to track patients. Online education platforms are using it to see if students are actually engaged or if they're completely confused. And perhaps most controversially, it's being used in corporate job interviews to assess candidates.
Let me give you a really concrete example of how this looks in practice, just to ground the whole concept. Imagine you're calling a major bank or airline to complain about a charge. As you're speaking, the AI is actively listening to your voice. And on the other end, the customer service agent sees a live frustration meter pop up right on their screen saying, "This customer is 7 out of 10 agitated. Handle with care." If your anger keeps rising, the system can automatically route you to a senior manager before you even have to ask for one.
Now, this brilliantly illustrates the friction inherent in emotion AI.
On one hand, you have mental health apps catching depression before you even realize something is wrong. By tracking subtle changes in your facial expressions and your voice over a few weeks, an app could gently suggest you speak to a professional just because it noticed you're smiling a bit less and speaking a little slower. That's a highly positive, empathetic use case. But contrast that with the job interview example we just talked about, where an algorithm is analyzing your emotional stability on a video call just to decide if you get a job. The friction between helpful and invasive here is immense.
Which brings us to a massive, really weighty question. Who owns your emotional data? Your face, your voice patterns, your entire emotional history. Because right now, companies can collect this, store it, and potentially even sell it.
That leads us into Section 3, the dark side: privacy, bias, and manipulation.
Because we really have to objectively explore the very real risks of this tech, there are 4 major threats we need to be aware of. First up, algorithmic bias. These models are heavily trained on Western faces and voices, so a gesture that means "I'm thinking" in one culture might be totally misinterpreted by the AI as "I'm angry," which could lead to severe civil rights issues if it's used in hiring or law enforcement. Second, selling emotional data. Just imagine insurers buying data that shows you're frequently stressed and then hiking up your health premiums. Third is manipulative targeted ads. If an app detects financial anxiety through your typing speed, loan companies could target you precisely when you're at your most vulnerable. And fourth, government surveillance. Cameras in public spaces flagging you as a threat simply because an algorithm decided you, quote-unquote, looked nervous.
All of this really boils down to one stark reality. The product isn't free. You are the product. Many of the helpful, free services we use all the time, like fitness trackers, meditation apps, or educational tools, fund themselves by legally collecting and analyzing your behavioral and emotional data. Your feelings are literally the currency paying for the app.
All right, on to Section 4, protecting your emotional privacy.
We want to make sure you walk away from this explainer feeling empowered. So here are 4 concrete steps you can take to protect yourself right now. Step 1, check your camera and mic app permissions today. If a simple game or a meditation app has camera access, revoke it. Step 2, actually search through those privacy policies. Look, you don't have to read the whole thing. Just search for words like emotion, sentiment, or affective. If they're in there, your emotions are being analyzed. Step 3, like we just discussed, beware of free apps. And step 4, push for regulation. Enforcement of laws like the European Union's AI Act is starting to classify emotion recognition as high risk. But honestly, global regulations are still desperately trying to catch up to the speed of the technology.
Now, looking ahead 5 to 10 years, the source material points to something called the ambient future. This technology won't just be trapped inside your phone anymore. It's going to become ambient, seamlessly integrated into your entire environment. Your car might detect road rage and temporarily take over the safety controls if you're too angry to drive. Your smart home will automatically adjust the lighting and temperature based on your detected mood the second you walk through the door, whether you want it to or not. Even shopping malls will read the crowd to know exactly when people are in a buying mood.
So I want to conclude this explainer by challenging you with this. Are you comfortable with devices reading your emotions? Because the reality is, your devices are already learning to read your feelings. The positive use cases are genuinely incredible, but the potential for manipulation is equally vast. The rules we decide to put in place right now will dictate our future. So seriously, take 60 seconds today to check your phone permissions. Because in the age of emotion AI, your feelings are incredibly valuable data, and you absolutely deserve to have a say in who gets to read them.